Well done, lad. Hi, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Northern Italy for the first monument of the cycling season, the Primavera Classica. This is a special race, if ever there was one. 300 kilometres, and very often you have to wait for the final 30 kilometres to see the scenario unfold. With the Cipressa and Poggio climbs, the punchers and their teammates often try to turn the screw in order to eliminate the sprinters, whereas the latter hang on desperately in order to take part in the sprint on the Via Roma at the heart of San Remo. The time gap with the head of the race is stable.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
At the front of the race, it's time to pick up something to eat. Another 20 or so kilometres before the riders are onto roads with a few more slopes. Time difference between the peloton and the breakaway is steady. First significant climb of the day for the men at the front, the Colle del Giovo, 6 kilometres on an average slope of 3%. The first riders are onto the coast. Another 50 kilometres of flat road, and then the race will enter its final chapter with the sequence of cappi, short climbs where the screw can be turned to cause problems for the pure sprinters. It's time for a final feed for the front of the race, a little under 40 kilometres before we reach the first capo.
riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. The first riders are 2 kilometers from the climb.
The head of the race has 1.5 minutes lead on the peloton. The riders are all back together. Everything will be played out in the final kilometers.
You are 2 kilometers from the top.
Here's the foot of the Cipresa, the final capo. It's a climb of almost 6 kilometers, and sometimes riders try their chance from far out. But in recent race history, it's never proven to be decisive for final victory.
Okay, I'll consume a feed.
The peloton is onto the Poggio climb. There'll have to be an attack to eliminate the sprinters. Bunched peloton.
He's in trouble. It's not sure that he'll be there for the sprint. You are 2 kilometers from the top.
Only a kilometre left until the top of the Poggio. Nobody has got away at the top of the Poggio. Will the rider try to land a killer blow on the descent in order to avoid a sprint?
Non mollate! Forza ragazzi!
That's done. The men at the front are at the foot of the descent. They've only got 2 kilometres to go.
He managed to keep enough energy to...
Hi guys, welcome to this Vlaanderen Classic briefing. As usual, you'll be on narrow roads. You'll
Hello and welcome to all. Welcome to the start of one of the monuments of the cycling season, the Vlaanderen Classic. It's a race for true specialists, with its narrow roads, cobblestone hills and never-ending changes of direction. This Belgian Classic only crowns a highly talented rider.
The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The breakaway didn't get far. Watch out for counter moves. One and a half minutes for the breakaway. It might just work. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The front of the race is approaching the first two cobblestone sectors of the day. A small appetizer before getting down to the serious business in 100 kilometers or so. The riders are coming to the first feed zone. The race will then enter a more intense phase, with the appearance of the first short climbs along the riders' route.
Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
New hill in sight, the Korte Keer, 1,000 meters at 6.4%. No cobblestones on this hill, though. The riders can take advantage of a well-tarmacked road. Another hill, the Wolvenberg. Only 650 meters, but an average slope of almost 8%. At the top, the riders will be straight onto a cobblestone sector that is 1,500 meters long. The front of the race now begins the ascent of the Berendries, 950 meters at 7%. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The riders will soon be at the Mecca of cycling, the Muur van Gerardsbergen. Now that it sits far from the finish, its role as final arbiter, climbed inside the final kilometers, no longer applies. But it still remains a strategic location that could decide the race. The second feed zone is in sight for the front of the race. Serious business will soon begin with a succession of closely spaced hills.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
Now the Canarieberg stands before the riders. 1 kilometer on an average slope of 6.5%. From the top, the riders will drop down into the town of Kluisbergen for a second ascent to the Oude Kvaremont. Now it's the Paterberg, the shortest hill on the route. Only 360 meters, but also the steepest with its average slope of 12. .9%. The race will now take to the final cobblestone sector on the route. It has the particularity of harbouring a hill that sits in the middle of the sector, the Steenbeek Dries. The Kruisberg is 2.5 kilometers long, an average of only 5%, but after 240 kilometers in the saddle, it will surely appear too much for many riders. "30 seconds lead for the head of the race. The last hill of the day, the Paterberg. At the top, there will be 13 kilometers before the finishing line is reached. Last time check with the breakaway, 1 minute.
Allez, fonce!
I'll make a big effort on the relay.
Allez, plus vite!
Ladies and gentlemen, I want an ovation for...
Hi guys, welcome to this Liège-Bastogne.
Hello and welcome to Belgium for one of the most eagerly awaited classics of the year, Liège-Bastogne-Liège. With its very demanding route that takes in numerous short climbs, this monument is the holy grail for all punchers. Time gap stabilized. It's the first climb of the day, the Côte de la Roche-en-Ardenne. Of course, it's far too early to see an attack by any of the favourites.
You must constantly try to shelter from the wind, so as not to consume energy. This is what allows a rider to edge clear at the end of the race.
The front of the race is now going through Bastogne, from where the riders turn back towards Liège. There are 150 kilometers left in the race. The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them.
King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The riders are now going through Vielsalm, a town that marks a new phase in the race, because from now on, climbs will come one after the other right to the finish. A new difficulty along the Riders' Way with the Côte de Vannes. 3.6 kilometers on an average slope of 5.1%.
The end of the stage is not far off. Stay awake. It will soon start to move in the peloton. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The riders will be able to take a feed and have a quick breather before starting on the final portion of the race. And its 4 remaining difficulties: the Col du Maquisard, Côte de la Redoute, Côte des Forges and the Roche au Faucon.
The breakaway is unlikely to go all the way, guys. Watch out for counter moves.
30 seconds lead for the head of the race. We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away. In the final kilometers.
The peloton is 2 kilometers from the top of the climb. They're riding hard behind. This isn't the moment to relax.
There's only the Roche au Faucon to be climbed, and no rider has managed to shake off his opponents. The suspense is overwhelming. He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out!
It is not always a good idea to be too many in a breakaway, as the others will not necessarily want to cooperate with us.
Counter-attack at the front of the peloton.
You still have 2 kilometers before you reach the summit.
suis vite, Allez, fonce. Platane. Continuez comme ça.
The Rochefoucauld didn't see any rider make a getaway, but there's still a long rising false flat on which to edge clear. If that doesn't do it, it's likely to be decided in a sprint. The road is now free of climbs. The riders will soon be onto the big boulevards, and so it will be almost impossible to surprise one's opponents.
Allez les gars, on continue comme ça. Allez les gars. Allez les gars, courage. Allez les gars, courage. Allez les gars, continuez comme ça. Allez les gars, courage. Allez les gars, on continue comme ça. Courage, on continue.
Now it's downhill to the finish. The sprint looks inevitable. He's turning the screw.
Go on! It'll come down to a sprint. Don't overdo it. Keep an eye on the others and let them make the effort. Go on! You can do it!
Allez, courage les gars, allez plus vite.
Final kilometre. Victory will be decided in the sprint.
You're over-revving. Reduce the tempo or you'll pay the price.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want an ovation for the champion who is about to cross the line. Here is the winner of Liège-Bastogne-Liège, Mathieu van der Poel. He is now part of cycling legend.
Hi guys, welcome to the briefing for this first stage. The main thing to grasp today is that the route is flat and it harbours no particular difficulties. A sprint finish is more than likely. This stage is of no interest to us. Keep cozy inside the peloton. Have a good stage. We had no real ambitions for the classification of this stage. The least that can be said is you didn't prove me wrong. We could have hoped for a better start, but it doesn't matter. We'll have other chances to do better. Hi guys. Let's start the briefing for this stage, and an opportunity to lead the general classification. I'm counting on you to control breakaways and attacks, because we can blow things apart on the final climb and win the...
Hello, cycling fans everywhere. This second stage of the Brace Cup promises an explosive finale. With 3 climbs inside the final 10 kilometres, the punchers will have several opportunities to land a killer blow, be it for the stage win or the general classification. The breakaway didn't get far. Watch out for counter moves. In less than 5 kilometres, the riders will fight it out for the first intermediate sprint of the stage, with 20 points awarded to the first one across the line. Time gap stabilised.
Breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go.
The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable.
Guys, don't forget to protect our leader. Communication is important. That's why we have TeamCom. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. The peloton is riding hard. Stay well placed.
The gap between the peloton and the escapees is stable. The next 2 climbs are classified as 4th category. There is only 1 point to be had at the top of each.
The gap is growing. Don't worry. They're not well placed in the overall standings.
Last time checked with a breakaway, 1 minute. The front of the race is approaching the intermediate sprint. Remember that only the first 15 score any points for the green jersey classification. We'll have to keep something in reserve if we want to get away in the final kilometers.
Come on, guys. We'll soon be into the final 10 kilometers. Move to the front now, because afterwards it will be a lot more difficult to get into position. Go! Go! You have 30 seconds on the peloton.
And now it's the Mur de Bretagne climb that rises before the riders. A celebrated slope that has welcomed numerous Tour de France stage finishes. The last winner here was Mathieu van der Poel in 2021.
Still have 2 kilometers before reaching the climb. You're on your way to the top spot of the white jersey standing. It's great. Keep going, kid. We're professional leaders. Come on. Keep at it. You have 30 seconds on the peloton.
At the top of the Mur de Bretagne climb, one man has managed to get away. He's got just under 3 kilometers to race.
You have 30 seconds lead. He's after you because he must be thinking about the stage win. Come on, don't let him catch up.
Here comes the red pennant.
You're going to beat them.
This stage is his. He was the strongest. Here is today's stage winner. He found a way to master his rivals in order to raise his arms in victory. Congratulations to him for this high-flying performance. He will climb onto the podium to receive his jersey and he will climb.
Well done, lads. Congratulations to you. We were the pre-race favourites, and you lived up to the role with brio. Well done for this win. We take the yellow jersey. It's a perfect day. It's the final stage, guys. In theory, things are set in concrete. Given our lead, we
Hello and welcome to all. To bring down the curtain on this Brace Cup, the organisers have again mapped out a stage that should satisfy the punchers. With 6 ascents of the Côte de Cadoudal, there's no doubt that victory is destined to a strong rider, be it for the stage or the general classification.
The breakaway riders are increasing the gap. They are not dangerous for the overall standings. We can let them go. Guys, nobody seems to want to take on the chase of the breakaway. As we're race leaders, we've got to shoulder our responsibility and set the pace in the peloton. The breakaway is 3 kilometers from the intermediate sprint.
The breakaway is losing its lead. It's going to be difficult for them. The final intermediate sprint of the day is approaching. As always, there'll be 20 points to be picked up towards the green jersey for the first one over the line. The race is now entering the feed zone. The front of the race is onto the final circuit. First time across the finishing line for the men in front. They've got 5 laps to complete before their day's done.
The riders up front still have something left. They're upping the pace to try to hold out till the end. King of the Mountain sprint in 2 kilometers for the breakaway group. It's good. You're back on top of the overall youth standings.
The men at the front are again at the foot of the Cadoudal. They've got just under 30 kilometres left to race.
The breakaway will, no doubt, go all the way, lads. But watch out for attacks and...
The final lap of the circuit has begun. Victory should be decided on the final ascent to the Cadudal.
He's accelerating behind. Watch out! Watch out! You'll soon have no more energy for an attack.
We're 10 kilometres from the end of this stage, and it looks like victory will be fought out between those in the lead group.
Lâchez rien.
Allez les gars, courage. Bravo les gars. Lâchez rien, allez. Lâchez rien,
Allez les gars.
allez les gars.
His team is riding for the overall standings. The front of the race will struggle to widen the gap. Okay, I'll consume a feed.
Only 5 kilometres left for the head of the race.
Allez les gars. On continue comme
Continuez.
ça.
Courage les gars, allez plus vite. Continuez comme ça.
Lâchez rien.
Allez les gars, courage.
The men at the front are at the foot of the final climb. They'll be fighting it out for victory. The breakaways managing to hold off the peloton. The gap seems to have stabilised. Last kilometre. He's trying to get out of the peloton. Watch out.
Ladies and gentlemen, applaud him loudly. Here is today's stage winner. way to master his rivals in order to we can say that everything is going well for him at the moment. Here's the yellow jersey. We can say that everything is going well for him. We can say...
This result is clearly not up to my expectations. It isn't catastrophic, but when you've got victory in mind, it's obviously a disappointment.